Alaska, the largest and most rugged state in the United States, is a land of superlatives. Its vast wilderness, dramatic coastlines, towering mountains, and unique position on the globe make it unlike any other place in the country, or the world. From its sprawling size to its dynamic natural features, Alaska's geography tells a story of extremes and wonder. Here are 15 captivating geography facts that showcase why Alaska is truly one of a kind. 1. Alaska's immense size dwarfs all other states. Alaska's sheer scale is staggering. Covering over 663,000 square miles, it is not only the largest U.S. state, but also surpasses the combined area of Texas, California, and Montana, the second, third, and fourth largest states. If Alaska were a country, it would rank as the 17th largest globally, nestled between Iran and Libya. This vastness creates a landscape of extremes, from icy Arctic plains to temperate rainforests. However, it also poses significant challenges for infrastructure. Many communities are isolated, accessible only by air or sea, leading to Alaska having nearly as many airports as California, despite a population less than 2% of California's. The state's size influences everything from its ecosystems to its climate systems, making it a geographic giant in every sense. 2. A coastline longer than the rest of the U.S. Combined, Alaska's coastline is a marvel, stretching over 33,000 miles, more than twice the length of the rest of the U.S. coastline combined. This figure includes the mainland shore and thousands of islands in the southeastern panhandle, southwestern archipelagos, and Arctic fringes. From the lush rainforest near Juneau to the frozen shores of the Arctic, these coastlines support vibrant marine ecosystems, home to whales, seals, salmon, and shellfish. They sustain both indigenous communities and modern industries like fishing and tourism. Yet vast stretches remain untouched, preserving Alaska's wild maritime character. 3. A stone's throw from Russia. At its closest point, Alaska is remarkably near Russia. The Bering Strait, separating mainland Alaska from Siberia, narrows to just 55 miles. Even more astonishing, the Diomede Islands, Little Diomede, US, and Big Diomede, Russia, are only 2.4 miles apart. On a clear day, you can see Russia from Alaska, a unique vantage point across the international date line, where Big Diomede is technically a day ahead. This proximity held strategic importance during the Cold War, with the islands serving as outposts for U.S. and Soviet surveillance. It also reflects Alaska's historical ties to Russia, which owned the territory until selling it to the U.S. in 1867 for $7.2 million, about $156 million today. A deal once mocked, but now seen as a bargain due to Alaska's vast resources. 4. Denali, North America's tallest peak. Rising 20,310 feet, Denali is the highest mountain in North America and one of the world's most prominent peaks. Located in the Alaska Range, it was renamed Denali in 2015 to honor its indigenous Koyukon Athabascan name, meaning the High One. Its towering presence creates its own weather systems, and its extreme conditions make it a formidable challenge for mountaineers. While Denali is a global icon, it doesn't rank among the world's top 100 peaks, most of which are in the Himalayas. Surrounded by Denali National Park and Preserve, the mountain is a haven for wildlife like grizzly bears and moose, and it holds deep cultural significance for Alaska's indigenous peoples. 5. A hotbed of volcanic activity. Alaska lies along the Pacific Ring of Fire, making it one of the most volcanically active regions in the world. With over 130 volcanoes and volcanic fields, many still active, the state experiences frequent eruptions, particularly in the Aleutian Arc, where the Pacific Plate subducts beneath the North American Plate. These eruptions can send ash plumes high into the atmosphere, occasionally disrupting global air travel as many flights to Asia pass over Alaska. Volcanoes like Mount Spur are monitored closely for potential activity. Rather than widespread destruction, these volcanoes shape Alaska's geology, creating new land and adding to its dynamic landscape. 6. The earthquake capital of the U.S. Alaska is the most seismically active state in the U.S., recording more earthquakes than all other states combined. Situated at the convergence of several tectonic plates, it experiences over 20,000 quakes annually. The most significant was the 1964 Good Friday earthquake, a 9.2 magnitude event, the second largest ever recorded globally. This quake triggered tsunamis and landslides, devastating south-central Alaska. Ongoing seismic activity requires constant monitoring, as earthquakes continue to shape the state's terrain and remind residents of the Earth's restless nature. 7. A land of countless lakes. Alaska boasts approximately 3.5 million lakes, far surpassing Minnesota's claim as the land of 10,000 lakes. Formed by glaciers during the last ice age, these lakes range from small ponds to vast inland seas like Lake Iliamna, which spans over 1,000 square miles and supports sockeye salmon populations. Many are remote, accessible only by float plane, preserving their pristine ecosystems. These lakes serve as freshwater sources, migration stops for birds, and frozen highways for winter travel, acting as lifelines for communities with limited road access. 8. Glaciers Galore. With over 100,000 glaciers covering about 5% of its surface, Alaska holds more ice than the rest of the U.S. combined. Glaciers like Mendenhall near Juneau attract tourists, while others, like Hubbard, continue to advance. These ice masses act as freshwater reservoirs, influence local climates, and preserve ancient environmental data. However, climate change is causing many glaciers to retreat, offering a stark view of global warming's impact on Alaska's landscape and contributing to rising sea levels. 9. The geographic trifecta. Alaska is the only U.S. state to claim the northernmost, westernmost, and easternmost points in the nation. Point Barrow on the Arctic Ocean is the northernmost incorporated community. Cape Wrangell on Attu Island in the Aleutians is both the westernmost and easternmost point, as the Aleutians cross the 180th meridian into the eastern hemisphere. This geographic quirk highlights Alaska's vast reach and challenges conventional notions of east and west. 10. Life in the Arctic Circle. Alaska is the only U.S. state with territory inside the Arctic Circle, experiencing true Arctic conditions, long frigid winters, short, cool summers, and extreme daylight variations. In Utqiagvik, formerly Barrow, the northernmost U.S. city, the sun doesn't rise for over 2 months in winter and doesn't set for 2 months in summer. Temperatures can drop below 30 degrees with wind chills even lower. The Arctic is warming at more than twice the global average, causing sea ice loss, coastal erosion, and community relocations in places like Shishmaref and Kivalina. These changes are reshaping ecosystems and opening new shipping lanes and resource opportunities, drawing global attention to the region. 11. A gateway to the Pacific Rim. Alaska's geographic position makes it closer to Asia and Europe than much of the continental U.S. Anchorage is approximately 3,450 miles from Tokyo, 4,300 miles from Moscow, and 4,500 miles from Berlin, closer than Washington, D.C., or San Francisco to these cities. This strategic location made Alaska a key military hub during the Cold War and continues to position it as a vital link for trans-Pacific aviation and freight. Anchorage's airport is one of the world's largest cargo hubs, connecting North America to Asia. 12. Extreme tides of Turnagain Arm. Turnagain, Arm near Anchorage experiences some of the world's highest tides with differences of up to 40 feet between low and high tide. This narrow inlet funnels seawater, creating dramatic tidal changes and a unique phenomenon called a bore tide, a single wave that travels upstream against the current, sometimes surfed by locals. These tides highlight the power of Alaska's coastal geography and its influence on the land. 13. Permafrost's lasting impact. Approximately 85% of Alaska is underlain by permafrost, permanently frozen ground that can extend hundreds of feet deep. This frozen layer affects construction, requiring specialized engineering to prevent buildings from shifting as the ground thaws. Climate change is causing permafrost to melt, releasing greenhouse gases, exposing ancient remains, and causing land subsidence, leading to the Drunken Forest effect, where trees tilt as the ground sinks. 14. Juneau, the inaccessible capital. Juneau, Alaska's capital, is unique among U.S. state capitals for its lack of road connections to the rest of the state. Surrounded by steep mountains and the Gastineau Channel, it is accessible only by boat or plane. This isolation increases living costs and complicates governance, but adds to Juneau's charm as a cultural and political hub with a rich gold rush history. 15. Wrangell-St. Elias, a national park, larger than countries. Wrangell-St. Elias National Park and Preserve, spanning over 20,000 square miles, is the largest national park in the U.S., surpassing Switzerland in size and dwarfing Yellowstone. It encompasses towering peaks, massive glaciers, and remote wilderness, with historic mining towns and abundant wildlife. Despite its scale, it receives few visitors due to its inaccessibility, offering a rare chance to experience Alaska's untouched beauty. Alaska's geography is a testament to the power and diversity of the natural world. Its vast size, extensive coastline, towering peaks, and dynamic ecosystems set it apart as America's wildest state. From its proximity to Russia to its role as a gateway to the Pacific, Alaska's unique position shapes not only its own future, but also global climate and geopolitical trends. Whether you're drawn to its glaciers, volcanoes, or Arctic extremes, Alaska offers a glimpse into a world where nature still reigns supreme. If you ever have the chance to visit, seize it, and prepare to be awed by a state that defies expectations at every turn.